Hi, welcome to testautomation.org. Today, I will walk you through how to set up your first automation testing framework using Visual Studio 2019, .NET Core, and Selenium WebDriver. Let's get started. How many times have you taken a course or online training where the person giving the tutorial has everything already set up in their operating system, and it's quite hard to get up to speed with them? So in this particular part of, or in this model, I will show you how to install Visual Studio 2019 in your operating system. If you already have this tool installed in your operating system, please feel free to skip this model, and I will see you in the next session. Let's get started. And well, the first step is open up your browser. In my case, I will open up Microsoft Edge. And let's type something like download Visual Studio 2019. That will bring some search results. So I want you to click on the first option or item on the list. And this will take us to the download section of Visual Studio. So as you can see, there are 3 different editions of Visual Studio. For this session, I will not go in detail on what are the different components of each edition. But if you want to look at them, you just click, and then you can compare basically what are the difference between the community, the professional, and the enterprise edition. For this course, we will not need all the components that the professional or enterprise has, and we can just simply use Visual Studio Community Edition, which is a free version of Visual Studio. Let's proceed and click on free download. Now we just need to click on run, and then this will bring up the installer assistant of Visual Studio. This will take a little bit of time, a couple of minutes or seconds, depending on the your internet speed. Almost there. Okay, that took a little bit longer than expected. I went and I made a cup of coffee. Okay, so the next part, once you have downloaded Visual Studio in your operating system, there is something called the installer assistant, where you can actually pick different components that you want to include as part of your Visual Studio setup. In this case, there are a bunch of components that really we don't need for this course, but I want you to put special attention on this component that is all the way down in the component list. So that's something called .NET Core cross-platform development. And what this component will do is it will install .NET Core SDK. And what is an SDK? Basically, SDK stands for Software Development Kit, and it's very similar if you came from a Java background. It's similar to the Java SDK. And as Java SDK, .NET Core SDK contains a compiler. It contains a set of libraries that allow us to do some programming in C# or C++, depending on whatever version of programming language you're using. And it also has a garbage collector. Don't worry if you are not too familiar about these concepts. I will try to cover them as we proceed in future sessions. In the meantime, I just want you to select this particular component and click install. Okay, so this will take another while. After several minutes, we finally got our Visual Studio installed in our operating system. And as you can see, this is a sort of a dashboard or welcome page for Visual Studio, where you can actually clone a repository, open a project, open a local folder, or create a new project from scratch. This is the end of this session. In our next episode, we'll show you how to create a first project from scratch using Visual Studio 2019. See you next time.